Yeah, it's working. I see folks coming in. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to College2Career Fair's virtual college exploration. This is our business panel. We'd like to welcome you all today. I want to let you know that we are in webinar mode. And so what that means is that participants coming into our session today, your cameras are turned off and your microphones are turned off. So we know you're here, but we cannot see you. That means the hand raise option does not work because we cannot see you. So don't worry about the hand raise option. If you would like to ask questions, there is a Q&A button in the toolbar at the bottom of your screen. Go ahead and use that anytime you have a question. Because it's a panel, if your question is for a specific presenter, please list the school or the rep's name so they know you're addressing the question to them. Thank you again for being here today. The session is being recorded. You will be able to find it at College2Career Fairs Connect.org after today. We also have many more sessions, and so we would hope you will join us, and be sure to tell your friends to come join us. We have more sessions today and even more sessions next week. And now I'm going to let the presentation begin. So welcome to our panelists. Kellyanne, I think you're up.
Hello. So my name is LaSasha Conley, and I am an admissions counselor here at Maine Maritime Academy. And so I wanted to give you a brief background on our school, but also let you in on some of the real cool opportunities that you have through our business program here at Maine Maritime. So here's some fun facts. Biggest thing, we are one of 7 maritime schools. We're public, we're co-ed, small school right on the coast of Maine at the end of a 17-mile peninsula. Roughly about 1,000 students. It sticks around that like 940 to 960 range for our students on campus. We like to keep that small for our student to faculty ratio, which is super beneficial when it comes to our students in their certain degrees and in their programs. We do offer 3 degrees in associates, a bachelor's or master's of science. And we'll talk about the master's and the bachelor's of science when it pertains to the business program as well. There are other options on our campus. There's some license opportunities. Again, we do sit on the end of the coast, so we do have some, all of our training vessels and research vessels are very accessible to our students if that's something they want to get into. And the biggest thing to tell our students and their success is that 90% of our graduates are employed within 90 days of graduation. And that's something we hold really true and high up into why you should come to Maine Maritime. So in our international business and logistics program, so it focuses on 3 main things. We have the business component, which focuses on the flow of the goods, the customer services, your finance, microeconomics is really what that part of the curriculum is about. We do have our supply, it does focus on supply chain. Again, we're in the maritime industry. Does not mean you're going into the military, but some of our majors are geared towards that maritime industry. So the supply chain is one of those. When you focus on the coastal ocean and how things come from China, like Nike, how do they get their stuff from China over to you on your front door, Amazon, things of that nature is where the supply chain and logistics come into a part. We do have our graduate program. You have the option of getting an international logistics management and master's in commander program. And some students who are a part of our IBL program tend to do a dual degree option and do their small vessel operations as well. So you have that option too. The main point of this degree is to give you a broad and solid business foundation with an international emphasis, really focusing on the logistics. Logistics is that business profession that provides the links between the different companies. Like I said, working through the waters, that maritime industry is really where we pull it in and separate ourselves from being different from other maritime or other business degrees. All of our IBL students do pursue co-op opportunities and experience this within a professional company. So for the summertime, they're doing their co-ops. There's a lot of different companies out there that our students are able to get positions with in their co-ops all over the place, not just in Maine. We have kids that work in companies like Carnival down in Florida, Kiewit in Mass. So a lot of different companies out in Seattle, down in Texas. There's a lot of companies that our students get their summer opportunities with, and that also leads into the job opportunities as well, and why we're so successful in that area. Within those, going into those summer learning opportunities, our students are fully prepared with all the hands-on experiences that our campus offers. There's a lab for our IBL majors. There's a lab for all the other majors as well. Here is just a list of the different opportunities that students have when they graduate, some of the different titles. A lot of our students chart their own path and do a lot of different things with this major. So some go on and do that, like I said, that supply chain manager, inventory manager that way. We do have kids that go on and work for companies like Pepsi, BMW, really working more so the logistics side of things, like a logistic analyst. So a lot of different opportunities with this business degree, because you're not just getting a business degree, you're definitely getting that logistics side of it as well. I wanted to give this slide just for kind of go over, if there's any questions or anything, to like reach out to me or our office. Definitely reach out to us, follow us on our Instagram, on our social media. We're definitely keeping that up to date with everything going on. And it really gives you, we're actually doing a couple campaigns, give you an idea of what students are doing with different majors, how they're pursuing their career, what are they doing with this degree, and where have they ended up. There's a lot of different angles that students choose, and this program is here to encourage and support the innovative thinking, that social responsibility, and give you that hands-on experience. It's all, this whole curriculum is specialized towards the challenges of logistics and domestic and global supply chains, but also respecting the reputation in today's business, logistics, and transportation industries. We've had graduates who went on and worked for Amazon, Boeing, Carnival, Caterpillar, and even Walt Disney World. So there's a very vast majority, a vast area of what you can do in success when you come to Maine Maritime. Again, any questions, let me know. I'll be here for the questions and answers as well. And I'm not for sure who's next, but I will stop screen sharing here.
Thank you so much. Hello everyone, and my name is Derek Ho. You may see on the sheet that Samantha David is supposed to be presenting, but I am filling in for her. So just to give you a quick introduction, my role at Ryerson is as a communications officer, and I would like to welcome you to this presentation. Ryerson is located at the heart of it all in downtown Toronto, Canada. And so at a glance, you'll see that Ryerson is a mid to large size institution. Our undergraduate population is shy of 37,000 students in a full-time 4-year undergraduate program. With only one campus, it means that you'll find a strong sense of community while being in North America's 4th largest city. We have over 60 programs recognized internationally, which provide our students with opportunities to be in smaller classroom environments. Being in Canada's largest city, it means that you're within arm's reach of our nation's largest financial district and industry-specific jobs. At Ryerson, we deliver career-focused education with plenty of opportunity to do working experiences in your field. One of our 6 faculties is the Ted Rogers School of Management, which is home to our Bachelor of Commerce degrees. All of our degrees in this faculty offer the option to do a cooperative placement, which in Canada is an additional year to your undergraduate degree, where you're spending your full time working in a real job, earning a salary. Another unique opportunity could be in a program like hospitality and tourism management, where they actually have a mandatory built-in working component where students are required to do 1,000 hours of working experience before they graduate. So you'll see, if you're eager to study business, we have a few different Bachelor of Commerce degrees: accounting and finance, business management, business technology management, hospitality and tourism management, and retail management. The business management program is a little bit different because it is our largest program, but it's because the first year is undeclared. So you do your first year general, and at the end of the first year, you'll be choosing one of our 7 majors that you'll see on screen there. If you're someone though who is eager to study a major outside of business, but still has a passion for entrepreneurship, Ryerson has a really great opportunity for you. It's called Zone Learning, and this is what I'll spend the rest of the presentation really focusing on. And so I'll note that this isn't just available to the business students, it's available to students in all programs at the undergraduate level. So to summarize, Zone Learning is an out-of-classroom experience that prepares students for the 21st century workplace. As higher education and the job market in Canada shifts focus to creativity, innovation, and entrepreneurship, Ryerson is dedicated to equipping our students for success. And Zone Learning can really bridge that gap between the classroom and industry. On screen, you'll see we have 10, and these are incubators or spaces where people come together to brainstorm, kickstart projects, and build startups. Our most notable zone is called the DMZ, which is formerly known as the Digital Media Zone. It's located in Google Canada's former headquarters, right at the busiest intersection in Canada, and it's now ranked as the 2nd best university-based business incubator in the world. But as I mentioned, what's really unique about our entrepreneurial program is that you do not need to be a student in business, computer science, or engineering to be involved in this. We really welcome students from any program. So while you're doing this it's basically Zone Learning is stuff that would be on top of your course load, but it is quite valuable because you're learning how to grow your network, gain experiences, build your resume, and even access crowdfunding. And at the end, you can even get a distinction on your transcript. On screen, you'll see some of our really successful startup ventures that have graduated the system and now are full-fledged companies. And to feature a few, I'll go into 3 examples. House of Anesi is a lingerie tech startup that uses high-tech instinct to adapt to women's breast sizes changes and biocompatible gels, which would reduce back pain. So really, it's like a futuristic bra that can expand up to 2 cup sizes and 2 band sizes and can wick away moisture from the body. This was a company that was started by an aerospace engineering student and 2 fashion students. They met at a hackathon and 2 years later raised $90,000 on a Kickstarter and launched their first product. Now they have over $38,000 in awards and competitions, and they've participated in 2 of our zones. The Micro Hub is an innovative method for food waste, composting, worms, and waste systems on campus. So this is more of a environmental focused entrepreneurship venture. And this entails collecting organic materials from our faculty kitchens, sorting their waste, feeding the worms, and recording data. And so this soil would then be used in our green roofs and urban farms on campus that allow us to produce and grow produce which is used in our eateries. So some stats you can see: over 1,000 kilograms of waste was diverted from landfills, and it now has 10 student volunteers assisting with this startup. Lastly, Helpware is a company that offers a smartwatch that acts as a 24/7 wearable heart monitor system, which actually detects when a user is suffering from a heart attack and contacts EMS. This heart watch also records minor heart palpitations that can flag them and be reviewed by physicians. This startup has 6 Dragon Den investors and now has 7 employees. So this is just a snippet at the entrepreneurial ventures at Ryerson. And if you would like to learn more, you can go to our website, ryerson.ca/international/admissions, to get the handbook and learn more. Thank you so much.
Alrighty, I'm going to open up my share screen real quick. Awesome. Hello, everyone. My name is Patrick Dean. I'm an admissions counselor from Suffolk University, located right in the middle of downtown Boston. I don't really have a full presentation spread out. My favorite thing to do is just kind of show our campus tour and show where students really start to gain hands-on experiences. Probably the biggest thing and the cornerstone of our educational experience here at Suffolk University really focuses heavily on experiential learning. Since we are located right in the middle of Boston, we're actually located very close to the financial district right over here. So many of our students end up leaving the classroom and going out and actually doing market research and consulting for these firms. I know I'm actually an MBA student right now while I'm an admissions counselor, and I'm actually working with the largest credit union in Massachusetts, actually helping them through coronavirus and helping their business model adapt. And to me, it blew me away. I was like, wow, I can't believe I'm doing this for my very first class in the MBA program, until I was talking to some of our student leaders and they're like, oh no, we started doing this stuff like our sophomore year, junior year. So we really focus on these hands-on experiential learning. A big reason why we have all this access is because of our location, alumni, and faculty. Many of our alumni live and work right in the city all around us, and many of our faculty members have actually graduated from the university and have started working in the city as well. So there's a lot of great opportunities for students ranging anywhere from finance or going into entrepreneurship at any of the different startups over here. If you go over the bridge and start heading into Cambridge, that's where you get to some of the biggest biotech startups in the country and one of the biggest clusters of biotech firms too. So many students actually hop on the Park Street T-stop right over here, go all the way around across the bridge, and they're there in just a couple minutes. So it's so easy for our students to get to these different internships. For students involved in something like real estate, we actually have a real estate minor and a real estate club on campus. I know a couple of our students right now are actually licensed realtors in their freshman year, so that's pretty cool, exciting stuff that they do. And for some of our students who are interested in more of a more global aspect, we actually have our very own campus located in Madrid, Spain, that a lot of our students who are interested in global business take advantage of. So at the Madrid campus, you can spend as little as a week to as much as a total of 4 years, or sorry, 2 years at the Madrid campus. Here, all classes are going to be taught in English, and you're basically going to have the exact same coursework as any student in Boston would. So say if you take an intro to business at Madrid, it's going to be the exact same coursework taught by the exact same caliber of faculty at the Madrid campus. And your travel opportunities and also your research opportunities and experiential learning opportunities are going to grow as you go to the Madrid campus too, with many of our students actually going hands-on and working in international businesses. Me personally, I'm a huge Boston sports fan. So I know a couple of our students have actually gone right over here to the TD Garden where North Station is, and they've actually gone internships with the Bruins and the Celtics. One of our women's soccer players, she was a women's soccer player who, while I'm here, this is the Ridgeway Gymnasium for some of our students. It's a really great place for students to go hang out, work out a little bit, but that's where a lot of the teams practice. She would get on this train every day at South Station and go all the way down to Foxborough. Right now, I believe she is one of the heads of social media for the New England Patriots. And a big reason why she gets that internship is because many of these sports teams know us. I think one of my favorite pictures is actually taken right from one of our residence halls. If I can get to the picture, I always go the backwards way. But this is actually where one of the championship parades goes right down our street. So our students are actually looking, there's our banner right over there. Students are actually looking right over it. So many of these businesses, many of these teams, companies know who they are and know what they're getting with Suffolk University students. So that's pretty much our experiential learning and our learning model really in a nutshell. When we're looking at applications, I always like to say that we are a test optional university, so you don't need to submit any standardized test scores if you don't want to. If you choose not to submit standardized test scores, you can still get the top merit scholarship and you can still be admitted into the honors program that we have at campus as well. Along with that too, any student who applies to Suffolk University can either choose to go to either the Boston campus right over here, or students can actually head on over to the Madrid campus as well. So it's totally up to you. We also have many accelerated master's programs, especially one in the MBA, where students can take their first 4 years on campus, and then starting their senior year, you can actually start taking graduate courses that are going to carry over into your grad year, and then you can finish up a master's degree in 1 extra year. I always recommend students do that, so that way you're not in a position like I'm in right now, where I did 3 years of undergrad. I decided to take a year off, and I actually have 3 more years left of grad school with the way I'm doing it. So it's always easier just to take that 1 extra year and get it done while you're there. And Just kind of going more on that too, we also have a 6+6 law program. So any students who are kind of interested in law or interested in patent law, business law, or anything in that realm, we actually have our very own law school on campus. That's actually how we started. So it's very easy for students to do 3 years of undergraduate while they're actually working with law school faculty, and then jumping straight into their 3 years of their JD to really round out their time. And the whole time you're going to be living and working all in the city of Boston, where you're going to be living at the top of your residence hall in rooms like this with the Massachusetts State House right behind you and just some great skyline shots of the city of Boston. Probably one of the best college towns to be in right now. I believe we have about 35 universities in the entire city of Boston, and that brings just about anywhere from like 150 to 200,000 college students to the city. So it's a phenomenal place to be with so many resources for you. But on our campus, we have just about 5,000 undergraduate students and an average student faculty ratio of 15:1 and an average class size of just about 22 students. So that's pretty much Suffolk University in a nutshell. Here's my contact information right here, pdean2@suffolk.edu. I'm the admissions counselor who reads applications from the West Coast. So if you have any questions, if you need help with anything, please, please, please don't be afraid to reach out to me and ask for anything. I'm here to help you as much as I possibly can. So that's pretty much I have for all of you today. I will pass it on to the next presenter. Thank you so much.
Hi everyone, I'm Jasmine. I am here from the Swiss Education Group, and we are a network of 4 of the leading hospitality and business schools in Switzerland. I'll share my screen now. So this is actually one of our campuses. All of our schools are based in former hotels, and so you'd be living and studying in a former hotel. For those who haven't been to Switzerland, we are a super small country in the heart of Western Europe. So we're right between France, Germany, Austria, and Italy. When I say it's tiny, I mean in the time it would take for you to drive from Santa Monica to about Palm Springs, you would have driven across all of Switzerland. So a ton of opportunities to travel on the weekend. In the time it would take for you to maybe go down to San Diego, you could be in Milan. Switzerland's also really well known for its safety, for its stability, for its quality of life, and for that reason, a lot of companies have their international headquarters there. So we are a group of 4 schools, but 2 of our schools are more focused on business: Hotel Institute Montreux and Caesar Ritz colleges. What's different is that we're not like American schools where you have dozens of majors to choose from. These are the only programs we have. So all of our education is really focused on preparing students for a career in business or hospitality after they graduate. So because we are a Swiss school and not an American school in Switzerland, our program is going to be structured a little bit differently than some of the other schools you may be looking into. It does only take 3 years for you to get your bachelor's degree. And the reason it is only a 3-year program is because we don't require any general eds. You basically choose what program you go into when you apply to the school, and then you go directly into the program from your very first term with us. You also don't have to worry about impacted classes. We guarantee you'll get into all the classes you need to graduate. So in the first 2 years, you are in school for about half of the year. In the second half of the year, we send students out to do an internship and put everything they're learning in the classroom into practice in the real world. The internship is paid, and it is also international, and it is mandatory for all of our students to do these 2 internships to graduate. So these are just some of the companies where our students have worked. Of the students I've worked with in the past 2 years, I know students who have gone to Barcelona, Tokyo, Shanghai, Jamaica, St. Lucia. Some students have decided to come back to the States, others have stayed in Switzerland. So there are really international opportunities available. And then after your 2 internships, you would come back to study with us for your 3rd, and this is your final year. After another about half year of study, you would graduate with a dual degree. You would receive the Swiss bachelor's from us, as well as an American degree from one of our university partners. So you would graduate in 3 years. You already have 1 year of work experience, likely in 2 different countries. For students who are interested in pursuing a master's degree, you could get that in 1 additional year. So in 4 years, the time it would take for you to graduate from a typical American university, could have your bachelor's and your master's degree, plus a year and a half of international work experience. So Hotel Institute Montreux is sort of a combination of American style business and Swiss hospitality. You're able to specialize in areas like finance, luxury brand management and marketing, or human capital, which is like human resources. And I think what's special about studying both business and hospitality is that we don't just teach you business, we teach you a lot of the soft skills that are more associated with hospitality. Things like customer service, thinking on your feet, attention to detail, being able to work in an international team. All of these things that are not always taught in a traditional business program, but which are used in almost any industry you might go into after you graduate. And so it's for this reason that we have a lot of Swiss banks who recruit our students both for internships and for jobs after graduation. They tell us that we can teach students sort of the nuts and bolts of finance, but not all students who graduate are able to give customers an amazing experience, and that's what our students are all able to do. Our university partner here is Northwood, so you would graduate with a degree from them as well as us. With Caesar Ritz colleges, the focus here is on international business and entrepreneurship. So all of our students to graduate with a business plan. In your final year, you would work on a business plan project where we go over everything from market research, you would do a feasibility report, you would learn how to find financing. And so the goal really is for you to graduate with a business plan that you can actually go to the bank and get financing for at the end of your studies. It does share a campus with Culinary Arts Academy for students who might be interested in the restaurant or culinary industry but still want to study business. It's a great opportunity to get some of those classes. And we partner with Washington State University. We have a really close relationship with them. We send students over to Washington every year for their business plan competition. And so you graduate with a degree from them as well as from us. So class sizes are all super small. Generally, you're looking at 15 to 25 students a class. Student faculty ratio about 12:1. And we also really believe in learning by doing. If you're studying business, once you graduate, your employer isn't going to tell you to write an essay on how to run a business. They're going to want you to do it. And so that's how we want to teach our students. A lot of group projects, a lot of case studies. We work with a variety of companies, some of which are listed here. And so these companies, they offer guest lectures, master classes, real world projects. So for example, La Mer last year when they came, they wanted to rebrand in China. And so they gave that to one of our students for them to research and to pitch their ideas. And Evian Resort, we are involved in their golf tournament every year. And so again, they're really a way for students to understand what the industry is looking for and get that real world experience even before their internships. So we do have a couple campuses across Switzerland in both alpine and urban locations, but all of the schools are very small, usually 400 to 200 students on campus. So it's really a family atmosphere. You really get to know everyone. There's a lot of one-on-one attention, a lot of personalized support, but because it is part of a larger network of schools, you have access to the career opportunities of a much larger school. So one of the reasons a lot of students choose to come to us is because of the career opportunities. We hope that you'll be able to find a job after graduation if we can place you an internship after half a year. But we don't just want to give you a job, we want to kickstart your career. So 89% of our students are actually management level or they've started their own business just 5 years after graduating with us. And again, my name is Jasmine. I am the California counselor. And so please feel free to contact me with any questions or if you want any further information, you can reach out via email, text, WhatsApp, or via social media. And so thank you so much for listening. I'll pass it on to the next school.
Thanks, Jasmine. Hi, everyone. My name is Kelsey O'Neill with the University of Pittsburgh, and I am your regional admissions counselor. So even though Pittsburgh is based in Pennsylvania, I am based in Southern California and work just with our California students. So if you ever need anything throughout the application process or anything at all, I will be your go-to person. So today I'm just going to tell you a little bit about the city of Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh and how our students tend to utilize that, especially our business students. Then I'll jump into the academics and opportunities we have. And I'll finish up with a little fun and a few application tips in case we have any seniors in the room. So if you're not familiar with Pitt's campus, we are a larger urban campus. We have around 19,000 undergraduate students, and we are based about 3 miles outside of downtown Pittsburgh. So it's not only a 10-minute bus ride for you to just hop on, get downtown, get to internships, to network, to different career opportunities. So it is a really great location, not only for your social life and to have fun with your friends, but also for those educational opportunities within the business world. The photo you're looking at is our campus. So yes, it is urban, but we also have a great balance of green space and college campus or college town feeling around us. There are around 9 colleges within a couple mile radius of campus. So lots of college students all over for you to kind of be immersed with in that city. A few things to point out in our downtown Pittsburgh area, not far from campus. There are 18 Fortune 500 companies that our students get to intern with and network with every single day. So some big names will be Amazon, Google, Uber, but there are plenty others that we want you to get out and network with. And being a student in our business school is going to give you a great opportunity to do that. One cool thing, especially coming from the West Coast, is you won't need a car on campus. You'll get free public transportation. We encourage you to use it. It works wonderfully. And you can get to and from downtown super easily, as well as anywhere all over the city or to the airport. So being a student at Pitt, that will give you a lot of flexibility and you won't be strapped for trying to get a ride somewhere. So since you guys are all interested in the business school, at Pitt, the way it works academically is we have 5 freshman entry-level schools that you apply into. And once you're admitted into that school, you're able to do any major that we offer within that school. So today I'm just going to talk about our College of Business Administration. So this is a direct entry program. We are ranked number 12 in the US for public business programs. So it is a great opportunity. And a lot of it has to do with our location, but also a lot of it has to do with the structure of our business program. So we have a handful of different majors that you can choose from, and you actually get to explore all of them freshman year. So once you're admitted into that business school, we want you to take classes in each of these areas and kind of really understand what they have to offer and what one might be the most interest to you, or also maybe you want a double major. That is really popular at Pitt as well. So within that business school, we have around 325 freshmen. And at Pitt, we have over 4,000 freshmen. So it's going to be a really close-knit group of students. You'll have the same advisor all 4 years. Your professors will really get to know you. We have a lot of awesome business college fairs or career fairs and different things that you get to network with. And having that small-sized business school, but so highly ranked, is going to bring you a ton of amazing opportunities. So some of my favorite things that the business school offers is our study abroad programs. So there is a wide variety at Pitt. We have over 350 of them in 75 different countries. But when it comes specifically to the business school, a couple opportunities I wanted to highlight for you today are our Global Business Institute. So this is where you can go to 5 different countries. You can pick one and study a different area in the business field. These are very prestigious, awesome programs you can get involved with and get to take classes at some of the best universities across the world. We have international internship programs. There are a few countries listed on here, including San Francisco, which is not a country, but if you want to go back home for an entire semester in the summer and do one of our internship programs, you're more than welcome to do that. But we want you to get international work experience. That's going to be super important in the business world. And a really awesome program for our freshman students is we have a +3 program. So this is 3 weeks after your freshman year in college that you would go with other business and engineering students. You would pick a country and you actually get to study an industry. So I listed a couple different ones that we have to offer, like maybe you want to study the coffee and banana industry in Costa Rica, and you actually do plant tours and get to network with professionals in that business aspect and really learn about it while taking a course abroad. So that's just a great opportunity to kind of get your feet wet a little bit with studying abroad before maybe doing a full semester later on in your college career. A couple other important things to note about our business program and Pitt in general is we do have a guaranteed internship program. So it is so important to us that you get work experience, you build that resume, you network, and you make sure you really like what you're studying before you graduate. So we will encourage all students to take advantage of that. The average business student will probably have around 3 internships at Pitt with some really cool companies. My supervisor in the Office of Admissions was a student in the College of Business at Pitt, and she did an internship abroad in London, but she also did an internship with our local Pittsburgh Pirates baseball team and actually worked on marketing for them. So you will get really cool opportunities, and that's a huge benefit of going to a highly ranked business school that is smaller, so you actually can compete and get these awesome internships. Our College of Business motto is from the classroom to the city to the world. So we want you to get out there and really enjoy it. And to finish up with you, just a few things. Pitt has Division I sports. We have school spirit. You can get involved, and there are a lot of really fun things to do. And if you are a senior, a few things to note is that we are test optional this year. We're rolling admissions. Our application is open. You're more than welcome to apply at any time. And if you need anything at all, please feel free to contact me, and I'd be more than happy to help. So I think I was the last presenter tonight. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to put them in the Q&A. The colleges are more than happy to answer them for you either live or in that. So please don't be shy and ask away if you guys need anything. And if no one has any questions before we wrap up, since we still have a few more minutes, maybe we can all, the college admissions reps can give one piece of advice to you guys as you navigate this college search process. And with everything going on, everyone can kind of just jump in and give one, and then we can finish up for the night. So if anyone wants to start, we can start back at the beginning. Feel free.
Sorry, just trying to get the mic on. So piece of advice that I would give students as you're going through this process is gathering as much information as you need to make this decision. Where do you see yourself in the next 10 years? And I know that's really hard because you're thinking like you're probably a junior or maybe even a sophomore in high school, but really pick an institution that's going to set you up for success, not for 4 years, but for the next 40 years after that. And that's one thing that I love about Maine Maritime. I was not a student here, but I think their success rate really helps students not have a great academic and a college career or college, being a student in college for 4 years after high school, but what the success and things that leads up to the next 40 years of their life and the lifelong friendships and networking that goes along with that. And I think Maine Maritime sets themselves apart by that. And I think that's something that you should look into as you're trying to make this decision and really figure out where you want to go, what you want to study, and where do you want to be. I know that's kind of a hard question to answer at times while everyone's asking you, but really keep that in mind is what school is going to make me successful or help me be successful from 40 years from now and not just for the next like 3 years.
If we go in order, I'll just jump in. So I would say from my personal experience, when I was applying to schools, I ended up choosing a school based on reputation. And then I completed 2 years and really was not doing well. My marks were really bad and I wasn't enjoying university. And so I ended up actually transferring to Ryerson, and suddenly everything kind of 180'd, and I was doing really well. I was getting like awards. I was enjoying my program, and I was, really in a good place. And so I bring that up because I think it's great that you're all doing your research, and it's really great that you're involved in this process. So don't be afraid to ask questions, take advantage of the contacts that you receive during these sessions, and really look at the schools that offer programs that really suit what you want to study, that offer you opportunities, and While prestige and rankings are helpful, don't rely on them and don't base your decisions solely on those.
Awesome point. And to kind of build off that a little bit too, I always tell students just try to find a great personal fit for you. Academics is always, of course, going to be number one, but you need to make sure that you're going into an environment in a school where you're comfortable. For example, for Suffolk, for instance, we're right in the middle of downtown Boston. So you walk out your front door and you're in the middle of the city. So we love students who are comfortable in that city aspect and can thrive in an aspect like that. Because you don't want to wake up every day and just be like, oh, I don't really want to be here. I don't really want to get involved in everything. Because then you're just going to go through your academics, but you're not really going to thrive on that campus and you're not going to want to seek those extra opportunities. So make sure you find somewhere that's a good, comfortable fit for you. I know now more than ever, it must be so difficult to really find those opportunities with many campuses being closed. So I always say, like all of us have said too, reach out to the resources that you've connected with. Just try to learn from student perspectives and just try to get every bit of personal information you can from every university, from staff, faculty, all the way down to students.
We should have gone a little earlier because your advice is all so good. I really just want to echo what everyone said. But I mean, for something a little different, I'd say really don't be afraid to reach out to the reps. We're really here to help, and the things that you may be concerned about may not be something that everyone else is concerned about or what everyone else is talking about. You have your own unique perspective. You have what matters to you. And so, especially now, since it is a little more difficult to actually visit schools and get the vibe from being on campus, I think the next best thing is to really don't be afraid to contact us, even if the question feels silly. We really are here to help and help you make the decision for the best fit school for you.
I will add one thing off of what Jasmine just said and then give my final advice about reaching out to us. If you are aware of what our titles are, we're called admissions counselors. So we want to help you get admitted to college. We want you to get scholarships and all the opportunities possible. So we are humans. We have hearts and we want to help you. So don't think of us as the bad guy or the scary person. We're truly here to help you follow your dreams. And then for one actual piece of advice, pay attention to deadlines. We hate to see students miss a deadline that just because they weren't paying attention, and then you lose out on a scholarship or a great opportunity. So pay attention to those, stay organized, and still have fun your senior year or throughout all your other years of high school. Enjoy it, it goes by fast. And then we'll be ready to welcome you to college when the time comes. So thank you to all the reps for giving your advice. I know I kind of put you on the spot, but I think we're right at our time now. I do see there was one more question, so I don't want to end it until that person makes sure they answer their questions. And then maybe our facilitator can wrap it up for us.
Awesome. I just got the question super quick. I can answer it real quickly. It was about how important is GPA and SAT scores to Suffolk University. The average GPA we see is about a 3.2 to a 3.3. Like I said, with SAT and ACT, we are test optional. So if students don't feel comfortable submitting their scores or feel like their scores don't represent who they are as a student, you don't need to submit your test scores, and it's not going to negatively impact your application in any way, shape, or form. We take a holistic review of the application, so we do pay attention to what classes you're taking. Are you taking those honors and AP classes? I love to look at your involvement. Are you involved in clubs, sports, work, anything that you do outside of the classroom to make you a more well-rounded individual? I love to see good and supportive letters of recommendation from professors and teachers who know who you are as a person and know your work ethic. And finally, I love to read a good essay. I like to know who you are as a person and what you can bring to the university. I hope that answers your question.
Well, thank you, every one of you, for being here today. I think if the students were actually present, we'd be giving you all a large round of applause. We've learned so much about your institutions, and honestly, I want to go back to school and I would have a hard time deciding. So I think you did a wonderful job, and I thank you so much for sharing. I'm going to share my screen really quickly, students, just as we are getting ready to end our session today. I want to let you know that there will be a quick survey. It's only 4 questions, and it's going to automatically pop up when I end the session. If you're interested, if you had a good session today and you want to learn more, and we really hope you do, please go to our website, College2Career Fairs Connect. college2career.org, and you can schedule for more sessions. We have sessions going on this evening, and then we have sessions most of next week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Finally, all of our sessions are being recorded, and they will also be posted to our College to Career Fairs Connect webpage. So please visit our page. You can find more information about our colleges that are participating on that page as well. So come on back, bring your friends. Thanks so much for being here. Bye, everyone.
Bye.